That's grades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course the 4 years of junior high school. So that's grade 7, 8, 9, 10. And of course the 2 years of senior high school. Kayo po na batch ngayon na taking up education, kayo po yung unang batch na graduates ng senior high school, no? And what is the reason for all of this, no? The reason for all of this is to provide sufficient time for mastery of concepts and skills, to develop lifelong learners, and to prepare graduates for either of the following, no? For tertiary education, for college, or some of you for middle level skills development, for employment, and of course for entrepreneurship if you want to pursue business upon graduation from senior high, no? Now, the implementation of the K to 12 curriculum is expected to contribute to the country's development in various forms, no? So we need graduates, no? We need graduates ng senior high that are financially capable, no? Who will pursue entrepreneurship. Or maybe yung mga graduates ng TechVoc, they want to start working right immediately. They could do that, no? Or of course, we also want to strengthen our education. That's why we have the added 2 years, no? We have the added curriculum. So that's why, we are expecting, we have high hopes, no, for the first batch of graduates for senior high. And right now, the first batch ng graduates ng senior high, nasa third year tertiary education na ngayon, no? So it is believed to be necessary to improve the quality of our education, which is critical to our progress as a nation, no? So kayo po ang pag-asa ng bayan. Now, the basic education curriculum of the country was enhanced, no, with the implementation of the K to 12, no. So yun ang pinag-uusapan natin kanina, no. Now, one of the features of the K to 12 curriculum is the requirement to equip every graduate with the following skills, no. So number 1, ang skills dyan, the information, media, and technology skills. Number 2, learning and innovative skills. The third one, effective communication skills. And the life and career skills. No? Now, the development of the skills, no, can be done with the aid of technologies for teaching and learning. So, yun nga po yung focus ng subject na ito. No, this course, this subject, it aims to present activities that will prepare you guys, you pre-service teachers, to integrate information communication technologies in the teaching learning processes in the various fields of your specialization, no? So tutulungan kayo nito, and of course in service teachers, to expound the boundaries of your creativity and that of your future students beyond the four walls of the classrooms. It aims to enable teachers to discover the power of computer technologies as teaching tools for greater learning. Huwag po tayong matakot sa technology. Huwag po tayong matakot na, ay, hindi ko po alam ng computer, hindi ko inahawakan ng baka masira, no? So, huwag po tayong matakot doon. No? The computers are there to help us. Sir, wala kaming gamit, wala kaming gadget. Magkakaroon din tayo niyan. Wala sa gadget yan. Nasa processes po na kaya natin. Hindi natin kailangan, we don't need to spend much, no? We don't need to spend much to reap the benefits of ICT. And kung ako, no, I'm only using a mid-level cell phone to make this presentation with you, no? So hindi po ako gumamit ng laptop, hindi ako gumamit ng iPad, hindi ako gumamit ng mamahalin na gadgets. What I use are free software. What I use is this, no? Mid-level cell phone lang po ito. And for me, no, it's coming out very good, no? So, ganon, no? Now, moving on to our discussion, we proceed to lesson 1, no? Lesson 1, the K to 12 curriculum framework, no? Now, the implementation of the K to 12 curriculum of the Department of Education, it paved the way para ma-enhance din natin yung teacher education curriculum of the Commission of the Higher Education, no? So, the different points of the K to 12 curriculum, this has been thoroughly considered to ensure that all the courses, all the subjects in a teacher education program will meet the demands for the 21st century classrooms, no? Kasi aminin natin, no, the past curriculum nga napag-iwanan nga ng panahon. So that's why we need to adapt, we need to change, no? Nakita po yung mga changes na yon, nakita natin dito sa pandemic na ito, yung pangangailangan natin na magkaroon tayo talaga ng change, no? Now, one of the considerations, no, na magamit na one of the considerations na nakita natin, no, para ma-implement natin yung mga features ng curriculum para is yung ma-integrate natin yung technologies for teaching and learning. The use of technologies is done in the different levels of learning and in teaching the various fields of specialization, no? So right now for this subject, nagsama-sama ang MGE, ang Filipino, ang English. Yes, masaya kayong sama-sama kayo, pero yung mga activities ninyo later on separate kasi ayun nga, I will try to teach you on how to use technologies in the different levels of learning and teaching according to your field of specialization. Kung English, English. Kung Filipino, Filipino. Kung MGE, MGE. This is the reason why for this subject, hindi po natin kasama yung ibang mga ibang katropa natin mula sa third year. Di natin kasama yung mga SPED natin, no? Di natin kasama yung mga mathematics kasi nga specialized po yung ano natin, no, yung ating lesson dito, no. So let's go to the silent features of the K-12 program, no, of the K-12 curriculum. Number 1, ito na yung strengthening early childhood education, no. Ito na yung tinatawag natin na universal kindergarten, no. Now, with the universal kindergarten program of the department, no, every Filipino child is expected to have access to early childhood education. And this access can be facilitated using technological tools that are readily available to the school for teachers' use, no? So that the teacher has many technology at her disposal to use in order to teach better in the early childhood education. The use of technology in kindergarten by various schools is very evident in teaching the kindergarten pupils the alphabet, numbers, shapes, colors, at paano natin ituturo ito through games, songs, dances in their mother tongue, no? Ang paggamit ng YouTube, ang paggamit ng iba't ibang Microsoft programs, pati TikTok, no? We could integrate this to strengthen early childhood education, no? So number 2, making the curriculum relevant to teachers. Making the curriculum relevant to learners, no? So this is what we call as the contextualization and enhancement, no? Now, research, no, multiple researchers would show that learners will value a curriculum that is relevant to their lives. And I think this has been natutunan nyo po ito sa last subject po ninyo sa curriculum development, no? Now, paano ko ba gagamitin ito, no? Ano bang paggagamitan ko nito pag ako nag-graduate, sir? No? Yung mga tinatanong ng mga students natin, no? Now, the answer to the question of relevance, this is vital to help the teachers think of some ways by which they will be able to let their students realize that their daily lesson plans, their daily lessons are of good use to their personal well-being and to their professional preparation, no? Now, we have a research here by Sarah Bernard back in 2010. And this research stressed that students need to have a personal connection to a lesson material that can be done through engaging them emotionally or through connecting the information with what they already know. Now, ito na yung tinatawag natin na give it context and make it count. Yung give it context and make it count, no? So, kung napapansin ninyo, kami pag nagtuturo kami, we make references to popular culture that we hope that could connect you more to the lesson, that could anchor you to the lesson. Now, for me, for example, may mga references ako sa Dota 2, no? Sa anime, no? Sa popular shows sa Netflix, sa Game of Thrones, no? Sa mga ganon, no? And of course, other teachers, they make references to Mobile Legends, to what is currently happening in the country. No, use these references to make the curriculum relevant to the learners. No, now for example, mathematics, hindi maiintindihan ng estudyante yan if your example would be things that are not seen in their community. So for example, rabbits, no, for some, no, rabbits, alam nila yan. But for some, di pa sila nakakita ng rabbits, no? So, yun, what if gawin mo na lang na aso, no? Ganon, aso o pusa yung example natin, no? O yung mga ano, no? Shakespeare, no? Sometimes mahirap intindihin talaga ang gawa ni Shakespeare, no? So, paano natin gagawin yan? We modernize Shakespeare, no? We try to explain to the child, explain to the students that, hey, itong Shakespeare, ganito po ang equivalent niya sa atin, no? Ito ang pwedeng story niya. And actually, there are some movies, there are some animation which tells the stories, the plays of Shakespeare in ano, no, in a modern setting, in a modern format, no? Para makarelate ang mga tao sa lessons, no, sa lessons natin, no? Now, we have a research here, no, ni kay Briggs noong 2014, no, on for making learning engaging and personally relevant, no. So what are these? Number one, use suspense and keep it fresh, no. Kapag gamit natin ng suspense, no. So drop hints about a new learning unit before you reveal what it might be, no. You leave gaping pauses in your speech. You change the sitting arrangement and put up new and relevant posters or displays, no. All this can activate emotional signals and keep the student interest high, no. Now, another tip here is make it student directed, no. Now, you give students a choice of assignments on a particular topic or ask them to design one of their own, no. 'Di ba? Guys, alam natin to. When students are involved in designing the lesson, they better understand the goal. They better understand the goal of the lesson and they become more emotionally invested in and attached to the learning outcomes, no? Now, third one, you connect it to their lives and to what they already know. No? Ano po bang alam ng mga bata? What do they know? And you connect what they already know so that they would have a better understanding of the lesson, no. Making cross-curricular connections also helps solidify yung mga loops natin for education, no. Now, ano pa ba? You provide utility value. Utility value provides relevance first by engaging the students and by telling them that the content is important to their future goals, no. This helps student realize that content is not just interesting but also worth knowing, no. So if you're teaching, for example, in senior high, no, you could relate to them na, hey, we're studying about culture because later on, if you want to become teachers, culture is very important in teaching about the diversity of learners. So parang ganun, no? So, another there is the, no, may subject kasi sa senior high, no? The introduction to the philosophy of man. Of course, pag philosophy, tutulugan ng mga bata yan. How would you make it interesting? You make it interesting by connecting the fields that they would take in college are directly influenced by the philosophers that they are now going to know about, no. For engineering, no, kay Rene Descartes, no, the Cartesian plane, no. So you relate it how, no. So mga ganun na mga banda natin, no. And I think one of the last tips, no, is to build relatedness, no. So in-answer niya ang question na what have this to do with me, no. Anong pakialam ko diyan, no. So dito, no, may inherent need yung mga students to feel close to the significant people in their lives, including teachers, no. So i-relate lang natin ito. You need to study mathematics because this would help you become a better accountant in the future. You need to study about oral communication because when you will become a teacher, this will be your bread and butter, no. Now, to be able to apply the tips recommended by various experts and to allow students to realize the value of their curriculum, technological tools can be used, no. So We could import elements on our presentation. We could put animations. Magugulat sila na sa yung mga interest nila, no? Si Cardo ng probinsyano nasa PowerPoint presentation mo, no? So we could do that, no? Now, what's the third one? Building proficiency. No? Specifically, we're talking here on the mother tongue-based multilingual education. The mother tongue-based multilingual education. No? To be able to promote the child's dominant language and to use it as a language of instruction. Maximum use of technological tools is highly encouraged. No? Now, currently, no, madaming teachers, madaming schools, nagde-develop sila ng mga learning materials para ma-implement natin yung mother tongue-based multilingual education, no? Kasi nga medyo konti lang yung nakikita natin na materials, even yung actual physical materials and even virtual materials na nakasaad sa mother tongue ng mga estudyante, no? Mother tongue, importante po 'yan kasi nga ito yung ginagamit natin in instruction learning materials of other learning areas, no? And of course, the learners retain their ethnic identity, culture, heritage, and values if they use mother tongue, no? DepEd would say that children learn better and are more active in class and learn a second language even faster when they are first taught in a language that they understand, no? So, assuming na mother tongue yung base nila na language, no? So that's the stance of DepEd, no? So kailangan nating sundin ang DepEd. If you want to talk more about this mother tongue based multilingual education, you email me, you chat, no? Marami akong masasabi dito, no? So number 4, no? Ensuring integrated and seamless learning, no? So we're talking about spiral progression, no? So learning basic concepts that lead to a more complex and sophisticated version of the general concepts entail TPAC, no? Naalala nyo pa po yung TPAC, yan nung sa sa TTL1, no? TPAC, technological knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and content knowledge, no? So rediscovering concepts previously presented as students go up in grade level will be fully supported if all the areas of specialization will be guided by technologies for teaching and learning, no? So this will further strengthen retention and will enhance mastery of topics and skills as they are revisited and consolidated time and time again, no? So this also allows learners to learn topics and skills appropriate to their developmental and cognitive skills, no? So number 5, gearing up for the future. Isipin nyo ang future nyo, ang dalawa, hindi na pwede ang papilab. Isipin nyo kung saan papunta ang relasyon ninyo. Hala sir, napunta naman po tayo sa love. Ayaw nyo ba? No, so dito naman sa number 5, no, sa 5th feature natin, no, the K-12 curriculum ensures college readiness by aligning the core and applied courses to the college readiness standards. Ito na yung CRS natin, no? And the new general education curriculum. Hence, the K-12 curriculum focus on developing appropriate specialization subjects for academic, sports, arts, design, and technical vocational livelihood tracks. Now, all of these specialization subjects have to be supported by educational technology for better learning. For example, Humes, I believe, ang isa sa mga subjects nila na specialized sa kanila ay yung community engagement, no? And trends learning, no? So all of these are important. It helps you learn more about humanities and stuff, no? And of course, pag STEM, pag ABM, may mga specialized din sila to go to engineering or medical or accountancy fields respectively, no? Number 6, nurturing the holistically developed Filipino. Holistically developed, ibig sabihin natin dito, yung pagiging college and livelihood readiness, yung pagkakaroon natin ng 21st century skills. Kasi, pag sinabi natin na holistically developed, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, yung mga ganyan, no? Okay, no? Matalino siya, malusog siya, may pananampalataya sa Panginoon, no? And of course, hindi siya tanga sa pag-ibig. Okay, no? So, marunong magmahal ng maayos, no? Sinasabi ko nga, magmahal ka. Wag kulang, wag sobra. Yung tamang pagmamahal lamang po, no? Yun yung tinatawag natin na holistically developed Filipino, no? To nurture holistically developed Filipino, every K-12 graduate is expected to be ready to go into different paths, no? So, kung gusto niya na mag-college, mag-higher education, or siguro magtrabaho o mag-entrepreneurship, no? So, every graduate is expected to be equipped with information, media and technology skills, learning and innovation skills, effective communication skills, and life and career skills, no? So, dapat pag-graduate ka ng K-12, marunong ka na dapat magsulat ng resume. Kasi dapat yan tinuturo po sa immersion po, no? So, dapat din, marunong ka din gumamit ng computer, ng gadgets, no? So, kasama po yun sa mga skills na dapat na master na natin sa K-12. Kaya nga po, kung napapansin ninyo, college pa lang kayo noon, no? First year college pa lang kayo, you are expected to produce videos, you're expected to produce this and that. Why? Because that is the goal of K-12, no? You already passed K-12, you must already know this, no? Now, this may happen with the proper implementation of the curriculum and with the facilitation of excellent teachers, no? For teachers to maintain excellent performance, they need full support, one of which is technological support, no? So, yun po. We could do these silent features of the K-12 curriculum if we integrate technology. Lalong-lalo na po ngayon, pandemic, no? So, the goal of education, no? And one of the keys to a good education is really the integration of technology. How we could use technology to have to implement better the K-12 curriculum, no? And pag sinabi natin technology, we're not referring entirely to the purchase of gadgets. Ang mas importante po dito is yung skills na nade-develop natin. How could we make use of this technology? What are the processes that we could integrate, and is there a better, a more efficient way of producing these technological these technological wonders, no? Natutunan ko po 'yan sa klase ni Ma'am Shirley Ayaw-Aw, no? yung isa po sa mga authors po ng ating reference po ngayon, no? Now, we should consider the following, no? We should consider the following points, no, in identifying and understanding teachers' roles as curriculum designers, no. Now, teachers play a very important role. Teachers play a very important role in the facilitation of student learning by designing, implementing, and evaluating the curriculum, no. So, sa bansa po natin, sa minamahal nating Pilipinas, teachers are expected to actively engage themselves in curriculum design to ensure that the K-12 curriculum will be best delivered to fully realize its intended learning outcomes, no? Ang teachers ang gumagawa ng desisyon kung paano nila i-implement ang curriculum sa kanilang fields ng specialization. They decide on how they must structure the activities of their lessons and manage students' responses and ideas. Hence, the decision of teachers is very, very important. And here are some points to consider in identifying and understanding teachers' roles as curriculum designers. Now, let's go first to the research by Alsobay in 2016. Ano po ba ang sinabi po nila, no? Ang sinabi po nila, the most important person in the curriculum implementation process is the teacher. With their knowledge, experiences, and competencies, teachers are central to any curriculum development effort. Better teachers support better learning, no? Because they are most knowledgeable about the practice of teaching and are responsible for introducing the curriculum in the classroom. So that's also back in 2016. Now, let's go naman to Jadhav and Patankar in 2013. would they have to say, no? Curriculum is the planned interaction of pupils with instructional content, materials, resources, and processes for evaluating the attainment of educational objectives, no? So curriculum, that's the planned interaction of pupils, no? Now let's go to Mayer back in 2018, no? Curriculum is content, but when contextualized, it comes alive for the students. Pag pinag-isipan natin ng maayos, the curriculum becomes alive for the students. The role of teachers in the curriculum process is to help students develop an engaged relationship with the content, no? So active learning increases the focus and retention of the curriculum, resulting in an exciting learning environment, no? So ano ang gagawin ng teachers? Teachers build lessons that include simulations, experiments, case studies, and activities to deliver a curriculum. This interactive approach intertwines curriculum and practical experiences that immerse students in learning. The curriculum process provides an opportunity for teachers to be creative and put their unique stamp on the classroom experience, no? So Young here back in 1988 would say that teachers on their part have practical knowledge based on their daily work with students. Ikaw ba naman, araw-araw mong kasama yung mga estudyante, of course, the teacher there would have gained some experiential knowledge on how the students work, no? So this knowledge is useful to curriculum committees because teachers can assess whether the ideas being developed will work in the classroom or not, no? Isa sa mga lessons ko yan sa isa sa mga klase ko, no, yung tinatawag natin na generation gap, no? Minimal lang yung generation gap ng teachers at students, no? That's very, very minimal. Yung generation gap natin is between the teachers and the administrators. Yun ang mas nakita natin na mas mataas ang generation gap, no? Tulad dito sa sinasabi ni Yang, back still in 1988, di pa ako pinapanganak niyan, no? Na minsan, no, the Committee for Education Department, meron silang mga sinasuggest, meron silang, hindi naman suggest meron silang in-order na kailangan gawin na sa totoo lang imposible or mahirap i-implement sa classroom, no? So sana mas pakinggan nila ang mga teachers, no? Now, hindi pa tayo natatapos dito, no? Step 1, no? Consider your role as a curriculum designer. Now, with the points of reference provided about the curriculum and the teacher, no? Yung pagkakaroon natin ng face-to-face discussions with the whole group about your field of specialization, maganda sanang gawin, no? Pero yun nga, we could not do the face-to-face discussion because of the pandemic, no? But with technology, we could do that. Wow, Google Meet, no? With Google Meet or Zoom, no? Now, maganda sana, no, na pag-usapan natin dito yung curriculum guide, no, and discuss with your classmates, no, what are the general content and performance standards of your field of specialization or major per grade or level, no? Now, this is very tasking of you, but I guess this is very, very important to know how your curriculum guide affects you, no? Because right now, you might have an idea of how to teach your subject depending on your experiences back when you're still in senior high or in elementary or junior high. But you need to refer to the curriculum guide and see if it is really up to standards, no? If is it really up to standards. And the second step, no, you integrate technologies for teaching and learning, no? After having the in-depth understanding sa pinag-uusapan natin kanina, no, we must think of ways on how to apply, how to integrate properly these technologies so that we could meet the important learning outcomes and the 21st century skills na ma-develop natin sa mga estudyante, no? So that ends, no, our first lesson for TTL2, no? Thank you sa mga nakinig hanggang dito. It took us almost 30 minutes. Pero wag niyong sabihin na 30 minutes ang lesson natin, no? Why? because you still have plenty of activities, no? You will have some activities na makita natin sa step natin, no? And of course, you could email me if some parts of the lesson are hard to understand, or if you want more instruction, no, on some parts, you could just email me, and no, we'll converse naman, no. I always reply to the emails, no. Just as long as please gumamit po kayo ng subject line para hindi po nalilito. Siguro yung pwede natin gamitin na subject line is TTL um TTL2, no. So ganun, no. So again, this is Mr. Paul Dominic Sion Talasco. For the subject TTL2, you could email me at pdontalasco@cdd.edu.ph. And until next time, thank you very much. Matuto po tayo para maging maayos ang future na henerasyon, no? Thank you very much.